coming years.
You're absolutely right, sir. And Egypt is the latest country to urge de-escalation between Israel and Iran, warning the conflict could trigger regional upheaval. Foreign Minister Badr Abdulati called for an immediate ceasefire during separate phone calls with his Iranian counterpart Abbas Araghchi and the U.S. Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff. And according to the Egyptian Foreign Ministry, during the conversations, Abdulati pushed for a return to negotiations on Iran's nuclear program, which he said would be the only path to a sustainable agreement. Abdulati also underscored that there are no military solutions to the region's crisis, highlighting the importance of preventing an expansion of the conflict that would push the region into widespread chaos and harm all parties. Adit, let's also talk about this war. Do you think that there could come a time that Iran may go through a regime change? And what would be the role of the Americans as well as India in making sure that this non-proliferation of nuclear assets is something that is watched over? Why I say this from India's point of view, Adit, is because we have a neighbor who's rogue, who's got nuclear weapons, and we've just had a tiff with them.
True. I think if you hear the last interview of Netanyahu, I think he was very categorical when he mentioned that there is absolutely in no circumstances that military regimes like Iran should be allowed to possess nuclear power, which can be a massive cause of concern for the world. And he also mentioned in that particular interview, he did take the name of Pakistan as well, mentioning how much of a chaos that they are causing as being the global epicenter of global jihad and global terrorism. So I think the world understands that, they acknowledge that, and which is why we're seeing Egypt and other Middle Eastern countries coming in trying to reason with the Iranian regime, asking them to forego this particular madness of trying to enrich uranium and trying to achieve some sort of nuclear power state. That power, whatever they're trying to do at this point is only going to be to their detrimental existence, and which is why I hope senses prevail and the Islamic leadership in Iran realize that this is absolutely going to go nowhere but to a regime change. So they need to sit down on the table with the United States and basically iron out all the differences and shut down the nuclear program and ensure that the people of Iran are well protected and the region at a whole is fairly stable beneath.
All right, Iran.